Welcome back to another episode of Cooking Around the World in Isolation, which is starting to loosen off a bit now. We'll be able to start catching up with people again. It's going to be a little while before we get our normal Cooking Around the World group back together again, because we normally just gather around the counter here, shoulder to shoulder, and do our cook. But at the moment we just can't do that. So we're going to continue with our video series for a little while, which will be up on Facebook and YouTube. And today's one, we're actually doing spinach kofta, spinach balls, in Rogan Josh sauce, Rogan Josh curry. Got it? Starting to warm up over here. This is what we have in this one. We're actually using frozen spinach, which I've thawed the spinach and squeezed it out already. I'm just trying to save time on this cook. I have to do a little bit of multitasking in this one, which is going to be interesting because I'm male. We can't multitask. This could be a disaster. We'll see how we go. Right, we're going to get stuck right into it. We'll do our kofta balls first. We start with our spinach, as I said, well squeezed and rinsed. You've got to get all the liquid out of this. And then what we do is we put in besan flour, which is chickpea flour. Besan's the groovy Indian name for it. Besan flour, B-E-S-A-N, which you'll see in the recipe. Besan flour or chickpea flour. You notice it's, I don't know if you can see that on the video, it's a slightly yellower colour than normal flour, and it's from dried crushed chickpea, and it does have a particular lovely flavour. So this is going to help bind our kofta balls. Excellent. There's a good start. Okay, we've got a third of a cup here. We need 1.5 cups. So we go 1, 2, 3. A nice big heaped one to make a half. Bang, there we go. 1.5 cups of besan flour, or chickpea flour. I've chopped up for this particular cook. I've pre-chopped everything that's going to go into this because we just don't have time to muck around. So I've chopped up 1 red onion. Now I don't know if you can see how finely I've chopped that up there. Tiny little bits. The smaller the better to go in this, because you don't really want to have big chunks of onion falling out of this little dish. So 1 finely chopped red onion, 1 finely chopped tomato. Once again, just chop it down as small as you can. Leave all the seed and all that sort of stuff, that's all fine. A bit of moisture in there is going to help with the besan flour to damp everything down. Now we need 2 cloves of garlic, which I've pre-chopped as finely as you can. A cup of coriander leaves. And a teaspoon of garam masala. I'll make a nice big heaped one. Bit extra flavour in there. One thing that's not on the recipe that I'll do anyway, I'm just going to put in a little bit of salt, a little bit of seasoning in there. Maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon. And a little bit. Don't go too heavily on it, you don't want it to be too salty and blow the whole flavour out. Now, got everything on board there. We'll keep ready a bit of water just in case. You don't want these really sloppy. You don't want them too dry. If it feels like it's too dry, add a bit more water. If it's coming up too sloppy, then add a bit more besan flour and tighten it up. The fun part. It's actually quite a tight mix. I might have to add a dash of water, but I'll see in a minute. The thing I might have to do is wet my hands too, that'll make it a little bit easier. Keep turning and mixing, trying to incorporate all the flour that's gone into it. quite sticky. At a good point there, because you want it to be sticky enough to hold together when we fry these off. Just do a light, shallow fry, not a deep fry. That's getting nice, that's good. So quickly wash my hand. Get a bit of oil into our pan. I've been pre-warming our pan. It's going to be nice and hot now. A couple of tablespoons. I'll start bringing the heat up. Little fellas, like walnut-sized koftas. I'll wet my hands again. The hands are wet, it makes it easier to roll these. A bit bigger. Keep all this, Deb?
Yep.
I get this going as quickly as I can because we've got a little bit more to do to get our curry sauce going, get our Rogan Josh curry sauce. Oh, that was probably a little bit too big. I don't like to make them too big, just so that they will get a bit of a cook through. We'll finish them off when it goes into the curry sauce. Turning up monsters now. When they go into the curry sauce, but I like to, while it's got flour in it, you like to cook it through a bit so it's not doughy in the middle. We don't like doughy in the middle.
Don't like doughy in the middle.
God, you're my yes man. Girl. Okay, that'll do for a start. What I'm going to do is get our second cooker going. Okay, I'm going to get our curry sauce going, our Rogan Josh. I've used once again just Patax because it's available at all supermarkets. I've also, when I do this at home, I generally use a brand called Ferns, F-E-R-N-S, Ferns, which I get from an Indian, there's a couple of Indian grocers or supermarkets that do it. So you won't get it in Coles and Woolies. That's why this is easy to get your hands onto.
Cheers.
Okay, now this is a really simple curry base. Normally if I'm making a curry, I'll heat up the oil, chuck in some mustard seeds, a cumin seed, some cloves, all that sort of stuff to flavour the oil, and then start with your onions, garlic, blah, blah, and build it up. This is a really simple one. So we're just going to get the pan nice and warm. That's good. Some oil in there, maybe a tablespoon. Let that warm up. You see over here, I've pre-cooked. It actually says parboil your potatoes beforehand. This speeds up this cook heaps. And I've actually not parboiled, I've boiled them fully because we don't have time to finish cooking them later. This is all going to get chucked together and ready to roll. See how these are looking over here. Perfecto, look at that. A little bit of colour on them. Just a bit yet. Keep going. Okay. Right, this is warmed up over here. I'm going to start off with my onions. This is one chopped, don't have to go too fine on this. One chopped white onion. Red onion went into the koftas. That's just a slightly sweeter flavour with the red onion. starting to sizzle up already, which is good. We're just going to just cook these until they're just opaque. They don't have to go brown or burnt or anything. Just take that edge off. Nice one. Okay. See how we're looking over here. Nice bit of colour. You don't need to cook. You don't need to burn these. Just give them a nice bit of colour. Oh, coming out really well. Right, I'm going to chuck in, this just takes a bit of garlic in there, quick chopped garlic. I've also, which isn't in the recipe, but I just chopped up the rest of the stems and a little bit of leaf from the coriander. The coriander leaf went into the koftas. But we'll cook the stems, we can actually soften the stems a bit more when we cook them in here. And it's all just excellent flavour going into the dish. Oh, onions and garlic. Yum. Just give that a few moments to just take the rawness off those onions. We're looking over this neck of the woods. That's getting nice colour on it. That's getting nice colour on it. That nice colour on it, Deb?
Yeah.
That can go a bit longer, that can go longer. Okay. You see, just getting a nice little brownness to them, which is exactly what we want. We don't want to overdo it, we don't want to burn them, just get a nice bit of brownness. And as you're cooking them slowly, which I'd normally cook it a little bit more slowly than this, just so you're getting a bit of heat into the middle, because remember there's onions and there's garlic in there too, with the flour. I just want to give a bit of heat in there just to take the rawness off the onions and the garlic. Otherwise we all know how much fun that is later in the day. Raw garlic. One over there, in a minute we're going to get some microwave rice. I'd normally do it in a rice cooker, make some rice properly. But just to speed up the show here today, we're actually going to use microwave basmati rice. Always my favourite basmati rice. So we'll microwave up some of that for our lunch today, Deb.
Yep.
The spinach koftas, obviously it's a vegetarian meal. This is actually, if you have any vegan friends, there's, well, yeah, we can actually do this for them, and it covers all bases. So makes everybody happy, and it's such a lovely curry that even the meat eaters will be happy with it. Even the meat eaters.
Don't know. Where's the lamb mince?
You could actually just do another, just have this as a side to your lamb dish. Yep. These are almost done to where I want them to. Use that around on that side. Trying to get a few of their sides done on this. Beautiful. Got a little bit more to do there. Okay. Now with these things, scrunch them up, break the pack up, and just tear a couple of inches along the top, and that'll be ready to microwave in a moment. Back here, how are we looking, Deb? Oh, looking good. Starting a little bit of colour there now, just a few little brown. That means the onions are now cooked. This is how simple this dish is. We're ready to go in with the sauce, our curry paste. Rogan Josh, I've actually done it with anything. The recipes, kofta in a Rogan Josh sauce, or Rogan Josh curry base. I think I did it the other day with tikka masala, because that's what I had in the cupboard. You can use just use straight curry paste, but not a simmer sauce, because that'll be too diluted. So I need about a quarter cup, so I'll do a few big heaped teaspoons of that. That'll be. We don't want to kill our staff here.
No.
And again, the Patak's flavours aren't really mean chili-wise. They're not really killer chili dishes, chili paste. So let's give it a quick stir. What we do, give the paste a quick cook over the heat in the oil, and that'll start cooking the paste out a little bit, the rawness of the paste. So that's just cumin, coriander, turmeric, all those lovely flavours are in there. So this is just oh God, it smells great. This is just taking the rawness of all those ingredients. Oh, it smells magnificent. Okay. The other things we have to do for this, we're going to add a bit of, just a half tin, the 260 or 270, 270 ml coconut milk, and a can of diced tomatoes. Bing, that's all this. Deb, you'll be all over this one, mate.
Oh, my style.
Okay. 1 tin of tomatoes. A bit of water to get that out of there. Stir that in. Going over there in a sec, Deb. Just give that a few moments to cook through. I might pull some of these out now. Oh, beautiful. Turn this down. See the colour on that? That's absolutely ideal. Beautiful. That one I might leave for a bit longer. That side, go on that side. These can go. Oh, sorry, Deb, did I splash your hand? I'm going to wet my hands. A few more of our kofta balls in there. Anyway, I think you get the idea there. We don't need to do any more of them. How many have we got for lunch today, Deb? 4? Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You got a couple each, we'll be laughing, mate. Okay, at this point, what I want to do, that's our lovely tomato curry base. I'm going to add a dash of salt into that. I'll start off with a half a teaspoon. Never go big when you're salting your dish. Start off half a teaspoon, increase it, tasting all the way. Excuse fingers. Still quite sweet and acidic from the tomatoes. I'm going to add another half a teaspoon. What I'm also going to add in now is our coconut milk. Stir that through. A nice chunk of coconut cream on the top of that. That'll melt. Right, Ed?
Watch what you're doing.
This is what happens when you rush.
Oh.
Oh. This oil's at a good temperature now, it's cooking much faster. Okay, now that's starting to bubble. What I'm going to do right now, check for salt. We'll add a touch more in a moment. I'm going to put the potatoes in. I'm going to splash myself. So I've actually fully cooked these potatoes through, just to save time now. And another step I'm going to do right now, which normally goes in after everything else is in, I'm going to put in some spinach, baby spinach. I can never open these things. And this will just collapse, the spinach will collapse as it's cooking. I would have used a bigger bag for it, generally, but they didn't have any today. But you get the idea. We'll get that bubbling and you'll see the spinach will just collapse into that dish. All coated. I'll turn it up and get it bubbling. It'll help collapse that a bit more. How are we going over here? Oh, this is how quickly they should be cooking. Okay, rice in. "90-second rice. That's a good sign, Deb. Getting ready to go. It's just almost there. Remember I'll just put like a little half a teaspoon. The coconut milk will help take some of the acidity and the tang off the tomato and the acidity of the paste also. Don't forget that curry paste will have a certain amount of acidity to it. So the coconut milk just smooths the curry out, smooths the flavour of the curry out a bit. It's also, coconut milk's a touch sweet also. Right, now we're looking over here. Beautiful. What we're going to do, very gently pop these in. Killing me, the smell is just amazing. From that initial, our rice is ready. From our initial batch, I still make another 3 or 4 of the kofta balls, the spinach kofta balls, which I'll do shortly. We don't need it with, this will cover lunch for us. Normally we'd just let this finish cooking through for about 4 or 5 minutes. That's all it needs. Just a few more minutes just to cook through the our kofta balls. Remember when as I was saying, when we put them together, you cook them off. And there's still a little bit of rawness in the centre of the kofta balls of the onion, garlic, and don't forget the flour too. So you just got to finish cooking them all off. In this case, the potatoes have been cooked through. What do you reckon, Deb? Lunch?
Yep.
You know what I forgot, Deb? The papadums. I forgot to bring the papadums. Sacked.
Oh well. Don't come back.
They're a hard mob here, let me tell you. No mucking about. It's just very, very hot. Server. a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, there we are. Spinach Kofta in a Rogan Josh curry sauce. I hope you enjoy that one. We love it. Thank you very much.